So welcome back everyone, Mike here. It is another beautiful day here in western Pennsylvania. I'm headed out in the woods here to cut a little bit of firewood. And speaking of firewood, if you cut wood, you sell firewood, you burn firewood, you've probably heard people talk about standing dead, ready to burn trees. And what that is are trees that have been standing in the woods for a while that are dead, and some people think they are ready to burn at that point, if they've been dead for a while. Well, today we're going to find out if that's true or not. All right, this is a red oak that I took down the other night. This has been dead for several years. As you can see, there's no bark on it at all. There's just a little bit of bark left on the, on the butt log down here at the base of it. But the bark is just falling right off of it. I mean, you can tell this tree's been dead for a while, right? And by the way, when I took this down, it was a little sketchy. It was. I'll put that video up above if you didn't see it. It went where I wanted, but it hit this snag right here. I was hoping it would break it, but it didn't. It hit it, slid down, got wedged. It was a whole thing. But anyway, this tree here was definitely a standing dead tree, and it has been dead for a very long time, So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a few more rounds off of this, and we're going to see just how dry it is. look at all the checking and cracking here. This one's been dead for a while. If I had to guess, I'd say this tree's been dead for at least 2 years. What I'm going to do is cut a few more pieces off of this right here. Now this is about halfway up the tree. And then I'll go down there by the stump and cut a piece or two off there, and we'll check the moisture content of both just to see if there's a difference from halfway up the tree to down at the bottom. Alright, we will split a piece of this. It came from about halfway up the tree, and then we'll check the moisture content in it, and then we'll go down to the base of the tree and see if there's any difference. Now I can tell just by looking at this, and especially by lifting it, it's pretty light, that this is pretty dry. This is almost ready to burn, I'd say, but we'll know for sure with a moisture meter. It's right at 24% moisture content. You want firewood to be 20% or less. Yeah, about 23.5% moisture content. This is almost ready, but it's still not completely dry, you know, not seasoned firewood. I would not consider that seasoned firewood until it gets below 20%. Now let's head down to that other end there and try a piece off the bottom there. Now this piece here, this is the first piece off the stump. And I can tell just by looking at this, it's wetter. It is. You can tell. You can tell by the color. You can feel it. This is going to be somewhere, I don't know, I'm going to take a guess, around 30%, 32% moisture content. Alright, now this piece here, right at almost 30% moisture content, 29.7. Alright, so like I said, this tree's been dead for, I'm guessing, 2 years. And you can tell, you know, all the bark was off of it, except for down at the very bottom, and it just peels right off. About halfway, 3/4 of the way up the tree, moisture content 24%, give or take, something like that. Down here at the bottom, about 30%. So here's how I see it. You can have a tree that's standing dead with the bark falling off of it, but that does not necessarily mean that it's ready to burn. In this case, this one is not. Now it's getting close, but it's just not there yet. Now keep in mind, we're here in western Pennsylvania. This is northern red oak. Now I can't speak for other parts of the country or different species of trees, But I think generally speaking around here, our hardwoods are all pretty much like this. Just because it's dead and standing there does not mean it's ready to burn. And what you can do to take all the guesswork out of it is just get a moisture meter. This is kind of a cheapo, but I've had this for about 3 years. It's a General, 25 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a affiliate link down below, which means I get like 25 cents or something if you buy one of these, so I'm going to get rich. But no, seriously, it takes all the guesswork out of it. If you buy firewood, if you're selling firewood, if you're burning firewood, whatever, these are really handy to have. And especially for people that are buying wood. You know, you have people, oh yeah, it's seasoned, it's dry. And a lot of times you can kind of just tell. You know, I did a video a long time ago, I think 7 ways to tell if your firewood is dry. At the end of the day, this is the best way right here. Just get a moisture meter, because that kind of eliminates the firewood sellers out there that are trying to sell you wood that might have been drying for 6 months or something, and it's just not ready to burn. You're not getting your money's worth. So I would highly recommend getting yourself a moisture meter. But anyway, I think that's it for today's video. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this up. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.